Hello everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us. Well, we've got a typical spring pattern at the moment, and by that I mean one day on, one day off. We've got one day where it'll be windy, colder and showery, and the next day sunnier, warmer, settled. And then the day after that it goes back to wet and windy again, and we've got this pattern for the next several days. So Wednesday is the transition day between Thursday's incoming cold snap and yesterday's one. So we've got a warmer, settled day with more sun in the North Island and warmer weather in the South Island. There's still a few showers and cooler southerlies lingering around the eastern North Island, but they are also on the way out today because here comes the next cold front, and ahead of it you got the warmer westerlies and obviously behind it the colder southerlies. So Thursday, the colder southerlies return. Up sweeps that cold front. By lunchtime Thursday, it is starting to clear away from the North Island. So even though Hawke's Bay, you do have an improvement later today and overnight and into tomorrow morning, by tomorrow lunchtime and afternoon, you're back to the southerlies and the showers as that cold front, the next one, comes in. Most of the country is colder and windier on Thursday as a result of that, but by Friday, a little bit like Wednesday, it's calming down, warming up in the South Island as the west to northwest winds return. In the North Island, mostly dry and settled. But again, like today, a few showers and southerlies linger just along that upper side of the eastern coastline. So here comes the next cold front, and as we head in towards the weekend, it does go downhill. Saturday is a pretty rough day across New Zealand. I would bank on a few severe weather warnings issued by Met Service for the west coast, maybe rain warnings and wind warnings for central areas and through the Southern Alps, and also a number of marine warnings, not a day to get out on the boat. So it's a bit rough. The rain will be very heavy on the west coast, and it takes all day to slowly move up, and it could be wet as well on Sunday, but we'll talk about that in a second. In the North Island, it's a little bit more complicated because we've got this big high nearby, so Northland looks mostly dry, as does Auckland, although Auckland's right on the edge of the rain showers that develop further south. So Auckland is definitely borderline 50-50. Probably half the city gets showers and the other half stays dry. And then the further north you go, the drier it gets. The further south you go, the wetter it gets on the west coast, but it stays dry on the eastern side, but the winds also pick up. There could be a few flight delays as well on Saturday. And on Sunday as well, there might be a few smaller planes with flight delays as the gale force winds continue around the South Island. Heavy rain as well. There might even be some snow in the mountains there. But in the North Island, apart from a few showers first thing, the day dries out with west to southwest winds blowing through. So that sort of 24-hour one day on, one day off pattern continues. And by Monday next week, there's a bit of a new theme forming for next week, and that is more in the form of westerlies. So we're going to be seeing more of those westerlies coming through. High pressure to the north will sink down at times, and the westerly winds will drop down to the Southern Ocean and then surge back up again. So sort of a bit of a westerly week next week. It'll be warmer. It should be drier in more areas as well, although not the west coast probably. And we'll be seeing more of these highs drifting in around northern New Zealand. That is all from me. We'll update you again on Thursday with the latest for the weekend.